Okay, so I'm Andrea Thomas, and what I do is I help you get more sales. With you are selling a physical product with an online boutique, either on your own website, Amazon, BigCommerce, Etsy, whatever the case may be. I help you get more sales by making sure that you're selling your product in multiple ways, that you're also scaling your business, and that you're getting those high volume sales that are going to keep your customers coming back for more again and again and again. So if that resonates with you, definitely reach out to me to work with me one-on-one, or I'm inviting you to join my academy. This is definitely a group atmosphere where I am challenging you to beat your sales month after month after month. So this is going to be a great opportunity. I'm going to drop a link where you can go ahead and complete the assessment, and we can begin seeing if it's a good fit for you. So I'm going to continue to reach out to you. Sorry, not reach out to you. I'm going to continue to let you know about the Academy as we begin this journey. So this course is, or this class is a excerpt from one of my Academy classes. And this is going to allow you to be able to position your product and your brand to the masses, as well as making sure that you are set up to actually function as a brand. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so I've taken a moment and I've looked at, of course, my students' assessments that you have done. And of course, if that doesn't apply to you, you're gonna have to do a little bit of this manually real time. But with that, I wanna make sure that one, we understand how pricing works. And this is such a fundamental piece of the puzzle, because if we are trying to build a business and the foundational pieces are not in place, or they are not quite the most profitable, it'll show up later on. Right now, you'll be like, oh, I'm so excited I'm getting sales. But when it's time to scale, when it's time to grow, all those issues are gonna pop up, and you're like, okay, look, the money is looks good, but it's not stretching as far as I need it to stretch. I'm not as profitable as I want to be, or money is funny and my accounts are reflecting it. As soon as money comes in, it's going to go right back out, okay? Now, when it comes to your business model, if you're a manufacturer, your pricing may be different than if you're a drop shipper or a private labeler or a wholesaler, okay? Because we get the most profit when we make it ourselves, unless you can find a wholesaler or a private labeler whose prices are so low and the market is so high that you can still get those same margins, okay? So what we want to do is make sure that we can have a 4x factor, okay? So if your product is $1, we're going to use a sock, for instance, for these examples. It's going to cost you $1 to get this sock, $1 to obtain this sock. And you want to at least sell it for $4 if you're manufacturing that sock. If you're wholesaling, let's say the wholesale price is $2, but the market says $4 is the retail price, you only have a 100% markup, which is a 2x factor. So this only allows you to do so much. So you are limited in how many ways you can sell that product. So now we're going to be focused more on getting more retail customers than perhaps a wholesale customer. Perhaps you can set it up for drop ship. That could be an option as well. So whenever I look at products, whenever I look at pricing, I want to make sure that your pricing is set up for the most profitable success, okay? Your product pricing will also dictate how you can sell the product. So as mentioned, I am a fan of print on demand, drop shipping, things of that nature, because there's no overhead. And so how we get around, so it's not as profitable for you because you're not assuming the risk, okay? You're not the one holding the inventory, paying for the warehouse fees and things of that nature. So that's why that's such a great option, because while it's more expensive for you to obtain it, you don't have to worry about any overhead, and you get pure profit, okay? So now this is why it's so important for us to understand how this pricing works, okay? So I've looked at several different clients, several different students, and the pricing is a little bit off. And what I mean by that is they are manufacturing a product that costs $1, but they're starting to sell it for $3 or selling it for $3.50. And that tells me a couple of things, okay? That one, they have looked at they've looked at competitors and kind of figured out what their price point is, and they've based their price off of their competitors. Two, they're trying to be the cheapest. They want to be the cheapest and be more competitive. However, there's only one person that can be the lowest price, and I'm pretty sure they're losing profit, okay? And then, or they're not really sure how to price it, so they're just going with the gut feeling. They're just kind of pulling a number out the air and saying, okay, this is going to be a good price, I think. This is how much I would pay for it. So right now we want to go with facts. We want to go with hashtag facts, okay? If you want to be the most profitable, we want to sell the product for the highest amount that we can, okay? That aligns with your market and aligns with your branding. Now, if the market says, hey, this sock can actually be sold for $12, but your branding says $6, even if you market at $12, there's a chance that you won't be attracting the right customer to obtain that product, okay? So take a moment and look at your pricing of your products. If you're in the assessment, if you've done the assessments, review those. Circle the ones or highlight the ones that you feel are not aligning with the proper price setup, okay? If you're wholesaling, it's gonna be a 4X factor. If you're, a 2X factor. If you're manufacturing, it's gonna be a 4X factor. And drop shipping is gonna vary. Okay, so I'm going to pause just for a moment just so you can either take a look at your notes or grab a pen and pencil, and so you can begin just kind of jotting down a list of all of your products and how much you're selling them for. Now, if your model is drop shipping, your price is gonna vary because, like I said, it's gonna vary depending on your market value, your branding, and you may not be able to do a 2X factor. You may have, depending on the product, you may not be able to multiply it by 2. You may have to do a portion of that, or you may be able to mark it up a whole lot. Like for instance, print on demand, where you are going to be spending $15 for a t-shirt. Depending on your marketing, depending on your branding, depending on what the your audience is willing to pay, you can sell that same t-shirt for $49 or $59 or whatever you want based on what your audience is willing to purchase. However, you may see someone else selling their t-shirts for $19.95. And so you may be thinking, well, that's only a $5 profit margin, maybe $6. And so this is why it's so important to understand your audience and hop back into your customer's journey timeline, okay? It's gonna really help you hone in on who your audience is and who you're really targeting. Now, of course, everyone's so nervous about selecting an ideal customer because they feel like if I do that, I'm ostracizing other sales. And that is not the case. You are not ostracizing other sales, but what you are doing is focusing on who you want to purchase your products the most. Other people are definitely gonna join you. They're definitely gonna order from you. But it's not going to be as much as those who you are truly targeting. And that's what we really want. That's where the most profit is for your business. Now, if you are a liquidation company, or if you are a company that is really focused on getting a deal, getting the lowest price, things of that nature, you're going to change your pricing accordingly. You're not going to price your products at a premium level. You're going to price your products at a more affordable level, or even below that, because of the type of audience that you are targeting. So that's why pricing is so important, that we understand, one, our business model, we understand who we're targeting, and we make sure that we have profit available. Now, if you haven't already, I want to make sure that everyone knows that I follow Profit First. I'm about to dive into Profit First for e-commerce as far as divvying out how all the sales money is allocated, okay? Because what we don't want to do is do an awesome job getting more sales, but then at the end of the quarter, end of the year, we have no profit to show for it. Or we owe taxes because we did not account for that and we just kept using money as we saw fit, okay? So this is definitely where we're gonna take a moment. I'm gonna plug Profit First. I'll drop a link in the comment section just so that you're able to obtain it on Amazon if you want to. If you don't have it already, highly recommend that you read that book, okay? All right, now that you have taken a look at your sales, sorry, not your sales, your pricing, your products, and so on, I want you to just take a moment and say, okay, which one of these products are my best-selling product, okay? Which one is my best-selling product? And now, that doesn't mean which one is your favorite product, okay? That means take a look at your dashboard, take a moment, open it up and say, okay, in the past month, in the past year, the past 3 years, depending on how long you've been open, depending on how much you have been selling products consistently, what is my best-selling product? Because we want to make sure this has the most profit, that is priced profitably. And of course, if it isn't, there's some ways we're going to work around that as well. But there's a difference between what you prefer to sell and what your customers are actually purchasing. So what I found is some people say, oh, you know, the women's dress socks are one of my best seller. Like that's the one that everybody gravitates and they say, ooh, is an Oz 4. But then we look at the back office, you're like, well, actually your men's athletic socks are your best sellers. So we want to know the difference between what we think is the best seller versus what actually is the best seller, because that's where we want to drive fuel to, that's where we want to drive potentially ads towards, things of that nature, and so on and so forth, okay? Now, whew, I talk really fast. I'm gonna try to slow down. Okay, so now that we have gotten that ironed out, you understand what your product pricing is, and you know what your best-selling product is as well. And you have checked the pricing setup, okay? So you know that, hey, my best-selling product is actually a 4X factor. I'm able to buy it for $1, sell it for $4, or buy it for $1 and sell it for $10. We wanna make sure that you have profit available for it. We're gonna dive into a value ladder, and this is what's gonna help us differentiate from selling a product to actually building a brand, okay? Now, I do wanna highlight this. When you are selling a product, let's say you're like, okay, I'm gonna follow this formula to the T. I have a sock that's available that I can purchase for $1, and then I can resell it for $4, okay? But I'm noticing that my competitor is selling their socks for $12, and but I know I'm gonna stick to this formula because Andrea said to stick to the formula, okay? If your competitor is selling it for $12, and your branding and your ideal audience will purchase it for $12, mark it up to $12. It's easier to drop a price than to increase a price, although there's ways around that as well, okay? So I definitely want you to keep in mind that it can be very doable to get an extremely profitable product where you are getting a lot more than the 4X factor of profit, okay? And it's completely okay, and it's actually really, really good. Like, people are wanting to find those 10X products and above because that's where they can get the most return on their investment, okay? And it's all about what the market will say. It's kind of like real estate. One day a house is worth 100,000, 6 months later it's worth 250,000. And it's like, what happened? It's the same house. Yes, but people's perception changed, or the market changed, and made it a buyer's market instead of a seller's market, or vice versa. So this is how we ebb and flow through our brand. Now, I know of a hair bow company whose products were already priced at a premium level, but because her products were selling so smoothly and so easily, she was like, wait a minute, I think I need to increase my price, because I'm really targeting XYZ customer, and if they're willing to spend this so easily, then I need to increase a little bit more to see what my peak is. And so some of this is gonna be trial and error. And some of this is gonna be testing the limits, okay? If I have this sock for $12, can I sell it for 15? Will that flow and will that go? And also making sure that you are in tune with your audience, because your audience will also say, man, I really wish this company had tube socks as well as ankle socks. And you'll be able to know, okay, well, tube socks are still $1, but I can sell those tube socks for $18 while I'm selling the ankle socks for $12. And they want that from me? Well, let me go ahead and provide that. And now you actually have another product where you're able to get more profit from, and so on, simply because you've stayed in conversation with your ideal audience, okay? So we're gonna tackle that another class, but we're gonna say focus on this one. There's so much to provide you, but I want you to stay focused, and I want you to make sure that you can implement this without getting info overload, okay? So here's where we get into the juicy stuff. I'm gonna pull up my, pull up this value ladder, because I really want you to see where we're going with this. One moment. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so here we are. We're looking at the Value ladder. And so this is something that I've been following Russell Brunson for a while, and he is all about the value ladder. And there's a reason why. Whenever we have a visitor come to our website, whenever we have a customer come to our website, we have an action we want them to do. And so we create these little sales funnels or pipelines to get them to follow our steps we want them to go through to get the result that we want for ourselves, but then what they need. So let me explain that process for you. Have you ever been to a website where you have been there for the first time and a pop-up appears and it says, hey, get 15% or get 20% off your first order? All you have to do is put in your email address. So you type in your email address, you continue perusing, and you're like, okay, I'm actually gonna go ahead and use that. And so you apply the discount, you make your first order, and you go on about your life, okay? That was a value ladder. That was a pipeline, a funnel, whatever you want to call it, because they had a step they wanted you to do, which led to another step. They wanted you to complete that information, complete that form, get the coupon code, and begin to use it. Now, that may not happen perfectly 100% of the time, but here's the thing. If they can get you to provide them with your email address, they can stay in communication with you and eventually woo you over from being a visitor to being a customer simply because they now have your contact information, okay? And then once they do that, something happens in the brain to where when they say, oh, I have a coupon, I want to use it. A coupon, I want to use it. So you find ways to use that on the website. Sometimes if the website says, hey, you only have $7 more before you get free shipping, what do? We pause, we go look for something else that's around $7 or $8, we put it in our cart, and bam, we get free shipping. Realizing that, not realizing, or maybe even realizing that, hey, free shipping was only $7. So basically I spent the $7 on the free shipping. I spent the $7, which was gonna be the same amount as the free shipping, but I got something for free, okay? So we like those psychological triggers. All right, so when you have a value ladder for your business, this is where we're taking our brains to the next level. Now here we have a trigger, okay? A trigger here, and then we have a star or your featured product, okay? We also have a mid-range and then behind the scenes. So I'm gonna explain how this works, because as you go up the ladder, your prices increase. And then over here, we have an area that's circled, and this is where I'm gonna dive in and show you how this can work for your business, okay? So let's say you have a salon, all right? You have a salon where you are doing, you know, hair treatments, haircuts, trims, color, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, okay? Well, you may have your mid-range product could be getting your hair done, right? Getting your hair done, because that's gonna be like a range of $100 to $150. Let's just say you got the color and whatever else involved to do that. You got the Brazilian blowout, is that right? I think that's right. So nonetheless, don't mind my terminology, but nonetheless, so you may decide at the end you're using a certain brand of products, and so you're gonna try to upsell your customer to say, okay, these are the best products for your hair based on your hair type, based on the treatment that I've done on your hair, and you're gonna upsell them or downsell them or cross-sell them on a particular line of products, okay? Or you can say something along the lines of, you know what? I've given you color, but you're gonna need X amount of treatments over the next 6 months to make sure your hair stays healthy. So you may position them with a package. So your mid-range or your featured product, could be your hair surfaces. And your mid-range could be your packages. And it could be a one-time thing. Or looking at this circled area with these $4 signs, you could have a continuity plan, or what they call a membership or subscription, where, hey, if you pay X amount every month, you are able to come in and get a trim, get your hair shampooed and blow dried, pick one of these services every single month for X amount of dollars. And usually there's some type of savings involved that makes them want to join this membership. Now, what is the beauty about a membership? Why is everybody everyone going crazy over a membership? Well, the reason is consistent, dependable, predictable sales coming in every single month. This is why people want you to get software as a service. So if you're using BigCommerce, Shopify, every single month, you're paying them to host and be your platform for your online shop. Okay. Now, we all would prefer to pay one time and be done forever. However, we know as a business, in order to keep our business going, to keep our customer service top notch, to keep our customers happy, we need a constant flow of money to keep this business going. So what better way than to create your own subscription or membership or continuity plan, okay? Now, for a salon, for instance, maybe your trigger is a get $5 off your first haircut, or maybe it is get 20% off your first haircut. Whatever the trigger is, that's going to get people in the door, okay? Maybe your star feature product is, hey, I am a beast at color, okay? I can do those fancy colors, those ombres, those rainbow colors, whatever you need, that's my featured product. Come on in for that, okay? So that's the one that you're always promoting, you're always talking about, because that's what you're really good at, okay? And then you're gonna upsell, downsell them, and that's not even listed on this value ladder. I probably should add it, but you're gonna upsell, downsell them with a product line, a physical product line of some sort that's gonna be like, hey, while you're here, you may want some mascara, you may want some makeup, you may want some clothing, you may want some type of hair care system or products to keep your hair in this condition, in this healthy condition, okay? Now we're getting into the mid-range, all right? So you may have packages for bridal parties. You may have packages for various events. Maybe it's for photo shoots, things of that nature. But then here's where it gets fun. There should be a behind the scenes product, okay? That you're gonna be featuring. And as you go up this value ladder, the price increases. So at some point in time, many times for for online shop owners, we have our products, our physical products in mind, and that's kind of where we stop. We may get to the subscription, we may not, but we say, okay, well, we have an average cart value of $60. People purchase 2 to 3 items at a time. And so if I keep going at this rate, I'll be able to hit my 6 figures in about a year, in about 2 years, whatever the case may be, as long as I have a constant influx of customers and traffic, okay? But many fail to realize this next piece of the puzzle, which is mid-range and behind the scenes. Now, if you are a customer, if you are a business owner who loves to talk to your audience, who has an email list, who's actively growing your email list, or maybe even a Facebook group, there are opportunities for sponsorships. There are opportunities where you can actually position your audience, your brand, to other companies to position their products, where you get paid and you don't have to talk to your audience about purchasing anything extra from you. There's also opportunities for events. There's opportunities for high-end services. And when you're actually working with a client who is doing, let's say a package of some sort, let's say it's a bridal package, and you can talk to them about, hey, on your actual wedding day, who is doing your makeup, who's doing things of that nature, or maybe it's for a, what is that called? Bachelorette party. So you want to get all dolled up on your bachelorette party, pictures, things of that nature, and now you position yourself for the actual bridal package as well. So there's different ways that you can position a higher ticket item, okay? And this takes the pressure off of hitting 6 figures solely through your physical products, but it also can add on additional 6 figures in addition to your products you sell on your online boutique, okay? So that was a lot of information. I'm gonna pause here and see if there's any questions, okay? Let me switch this up, stop sharing. I'm just gonna pause here and answer any questions. Okay, so let me just go back over here just a little bit, because I want to make sure that you can see what I see as well when it comes to, there we go, the mid-range and the behind the scenes. A few questions that came up was, how can I apply this? What if I don't have a brick and mortar service? How else can I utilize this? Okay. Well, if you are a holistic company, let's say you're a holistic company, you are all about selling tinctures, okay? Tinctures to help the body function properly, get the glands and the organs moving properly, restoring health, okay? Well, there's an opportunity where you can have a mid-range product, which could be a course or a class of some sort, and then like a one-off class or webinar, things of that nature, where people pay you X amount to attend those classes. There's opportunities where you can actually do an event. Maybe you can do a workshop or a conference where people come and pay you there as well. Or maybe you can position yourself as an expert, and now you are able to work with people one-on-one for even high ticket item as well. So, and then the behind the scenes thing is, let's say at this conference, you have lots of vendors come through, you have panelists, you have speakers, things of that nature, but you can actually position a high ticket offer for those who are truly serious about becoming holistic practitioners themselves, or even repairing their own health. They want to work with you one-on-one. So you can position yourself accordingly there, okay? Let's look at somebody like the Honest Company. Let me stop sharing real quick. Well, I'll continue on sharing. But the Honest Company, they did something where they started off with their featured product, which originally was their diapers, okay? They had these cute kind of premium, the word just left me. There we go. Premium artesian diapers, okay? Premium artesian disposable diapers. Keep that in mind, disposable diapers, where people are paying a high price for diapers because they are eco-friendly. Well, not eco-friendly. I don't know if they're eco-friendly, but they don't have a lot of the toxic ingredients that a regular diaper brand may have, okay? And they look adorable. They heighten up the luxury factor with a premium look, okay? So they started selling these diapers, and then they added on what? A subscription. But not only that, they also created bundles where you could kind of mix and match different products, whether it was diapers and creams and soaps and anything that you wanted. You could create various bundles to be sent to you on a continuous basis. So they really wanted to make sure that they got that consistent dollar. Not only that, they are also constantly adding more products that align with their brand, because they want to be seen as a health conscious, mom conscious brand who's providing only the best for their child. So when you think about that, that's one way that you can also position your physical products to bring you in consistent sales each and every month, and you're not dependent upon new traffic only to hit your sales goals, okay? So I wanted to make sure that I honed in on that. Your behind the scenes products, okay? So if you are in service-based, it's much easier to explain it with service-based business, but you can kind of be creative and create your own thing, okay? So let's say, I know with Russell Brunson, he starts off with the free plus shipping book, because that is the free plus shipping book, where it's low commitment. It gets you in the door. It helps you begin to understand how awesome he is. And then he positions the next thing, okay, which is going to be his ClickFunnels program, where you can create your own funnels and you can position your own products and so on and so forth, okay? Once you get into ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels, you're like, okay, you know what? I need an email marketing tool. I need XYZ. So he has a suite available for you where you can pay, instead of paying $97 for the ClickFunnels only, you can pay $300 a month and get the whole shebang, okay? And then on top of that, he has what? Mid-range is gonna be his conference. Now his conference is $1,000 to attend this conference once a year. And because everything is truly a funnel, which means everyone who got the free plus shipping book is not gonna attend the conference. So he knows that people who are attending the conference are really vested customers. And so he's going to provide opportunities to position his behind the scenes products, which is going to be working with him and his team in a group setting or one-on-one. And that's going to be far beyond the $1,000 commitment, okay? I know for working with him one-on-one, he's like, okay, I need a $1 million commitment, $100,000 down to create everything, and then royalties until we hit the first million, okay? Now, he's not gonna position that to someone who is only focused on getting the free plus shipping book. He's not gonna go to that person and say, hey, why don't you join me for the $100,000 down and the 1 million in royalties, or up to 1 million in royalties, okay? Because they aren't as vested as someone who's at the mid-range at the conference or who's working with him in a group setting, okay? Now, hi.
Daddy.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing here. And so what I want you to do is just take a moment and just look at the possibilities, okay? The possibilities of what your value ladder can be for your business and your brand. And so as you can see, this is what separates those who are selling physical products from those who are building a true brand, okay? Because we're not just focused on how can I get more sales for this one product or this one product line, but we're like, how can we make a bigger statement, a bigger impact for our customers, giving them the value that they need, as well as growing our business to reach more people, which of course makes us more profitable so that we can continue that cycle of giving to receive, okay? So I want you to just take a moment, pause right here. I'm gonna try my best to just take a moment and pause so that you can begin to brainstorm and try your best just to jot down ideas. It's not exact, it doesn't have to be concrete just yet, but it can be just a quick list of, okay, what could be my high ticket items? What could be behind the scenes? What could be my mid-range? What could be my feature products? Am I positioning my products correctly? And what can be the trigger that's gonna turn a visitor into an actual customer, okay? Now, we're just jotting these things down because I want you to just take note of where your brand, where your business can go versus where you are now. So I'm gonna pause. Okay. So now here's what I know. There's so many things going on in your brain, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so behind, or I'm on track, or I have so many more ideas that I want to implement. Let's go do it now. And this is where I want you to pause and stop, okay? Because remember, in the beginning of this class, we were talking about how to make sure that your pricing is right. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna make sure that you have massaged all your prices, decided if you need to increase prices, decided if you need to change some of your business models, get rid of some products, who knows what's going on there, but there's some areas that you have to go do some spot checking, okay? And the reason why I want you to do that is because in order to get to these levels where you're able to do these conferences or work with people one-on-one, yes. Okay, so let me recap that. So in order for you to get more sales, we want to make sure that your foundation is set, because this is what's going to set you up to be able to sell your product in several different ways, okay? So if you're a manufacturer and your pricing is incorrect, you cannot wholesale, okay? If your pricing is set up incorrectly, if you want to sell on a Etsy or an Amazon, you're going to find that yes, you're getting sales, but all of your money is going to Etsy or Amazon, okay? And whatever's left is just going to make you purchase more and more and more product. This is why it is so imperative to get these prices right, okay? And then now that you have your pricing in order, you are understanding where this is positioned on your value ladder, because your value ladder is going to let you know, hey, this is what we're building, this is where we're going, this is how our mission is going to be carried out outside of our physical products and with our physical products, okay? So this is so key to get you moving in the right direction, okay? Now, I know that you're thinking, one of the things you're thinking is, how do I get there? How do I get there? Because right now I've just been focused on selling this product and I've been doing really well selling this product, but now I see this possibilities in sponsorships, in getting my product seen through helping my customers, through events, or through working with me one-on-one, or through positioning. I can get my brand more visibility to get more sales for my physical products, okay? So how do I know what's the next step? Well, the first step is making sure that you're profitable where you are. And have you maxed out different ways that you can sell your products and create more sales for your products, okay? And then number two, how can you easily implement a membership or subscription program for your customers? What do they really purchase a lot of? What is the frequency that they purchase? And what's the price point that they're willing to purchase it at, okay? So there's a few questions that you kind of have to talk through with yourself, with your team, and begin to position these things for your customers to see what they're gonna bite on. We don't wanna put something in a subscription box that no one really wants, because it's just gonna sit there. It's not gonna get what you're truly wanting to gain from it, okay? And we have to look at also the dropout rate. Now we know with subscriptions, it's like a revolving door. Certain amount of people coming in, certain amount of people are leaving, but we want to get to an idea of, okay, if I can just keep 25 people in here, if I can get 100 people to kind of average out each month, that's going to create X amount of sales each month for your business, and it's going to be predictable. Now, here's something else I want you to consider. Memberships are awesome, but they work best for simplistic products, okay? And what I mean by that is if you are selling a product with a lot of SKUs or variations, for instance, if you have a pair of socks that comes in small, medium, large, extra large, youth, small, youth, extra large, things of that nature, plus a variety of colors, it may be a little challenging for you to keep up with inventory needs, okay? Versus if you had a one-size-fits-all sock for women, one-size-fits-all sock for men, and they came in 2 different colors, that's an easier thing to manage inventory-wise. So you really have to decide what will your customers purchase on a repeated basis through this membership program, and what type of products can you position that will work well so that you aren't scrambling each month to make sure that you have enough of it in inventory, okay? Now, I know a lot of people who have done subscription boxes also reach out to different companies and get small amounts of sample sizes. Okay, so these are some things to consider as you are building a subscription box as well, because it doesn't have to rely on your products alone, okay? It could be an opportunity for you to collaborate with other brands, other influencers, things of that nature to make this a success, okay? So this is just a different idea for you. And then also, you want to consider manpower. If you are a solopreneur, you definitely want to make sure that you hire out a few things before you're adding on more labor for yourself, okay? So there are some indicators to let you know that, okay, I'm ready to implement the next level of my value ladder. One, I have consistent sales for my physical products. For my trigger product, for my feature product, I have consistent sales for that. And I have at least a VA helping me out to where I am not working on everything by myself. The fastest way to get burnout, the fastest way to cap your sales is to do everything yourself, okay? So we want to make sure we have those things in place before moving on to the next piece of the puzzle. Number 2, when it comes to adding on a membership, as mentioned, we want to make sure that, okay, now that I know that this is the direction that I want to go, do I want to collaborate with other brands? Do I want to work with, just position my products alone? Do I have enough inventory to support this? And can I consistently have inventory to keep this thing going? What is my ideal goal of how many people that I want to be a part of this membership to make it a success for the time and energy that we put into it, okay? Now, of course, we're gonna hop back to the value ladder where we have our mid-range product. What could be our mid-range product, okay? What does it require for me to actually get this accomplished, okay? And it's gonna be more work. Sometimes, especially for physical-based products, or product-based businesses, if you can add a product that is an extension of what you already do, it'll be so much easier. For instance, if you are selling, let's say furniture. Let's say you're selling furniture and you know that your customers would love to just have the hardware kit. You can simply take the hardware kit and make that another product, and now you've made another product for your customers to purchase without any concerns, okay, about adding more labor to your hands, okay? So your mid-range product could be similar to where you're like, you know what? Maybe it's a DIY class. Maybe it is a workshop where it's a 3-day workshop, and once a quarter or once a year, people from all over come over to learn XYZ. Maybe it is a conference of some sort where you're collaborating with someone. Maybe it's a chance to work with you one-on-one. Whatever the case may be, there's so many different ways to implement this. Maybe it has nothing to do with you selling anything extra, but just your audience, okay? And you have different ways that you want to position your audience for sponsorships. I have little ones here. Okay, so now that we have that in place, you know what some indicators of when to pull the trigger on the next steps. Begin to lay those things out so that you know where your business, your brand is going, okay? Does it require a value ladder? No, you can keep selling your physical products as is and go from there, and it will be fine, and you'll be able to hit your numbers with ease because you are focused on your physical products, okay? Will a value ladder help you reach your goals that much faster? Most definitely, most definitely. But I would definitely say a good place to be is having a trigger, a feature product, a set of upsell downsells. That's the bare minimum that I think that you should have in place. And then on top of that, bundling your products and possibly memberships, because all of us want those consistent sales, okay? And since little ones have interrupted, I'm gonna pause here and see if there's any questions, okay? So I'm gonna pause, answer some questions, hop back in and join back in, okay? And wrap this up. Okay, awesome. So now we know where your brand is going, what your brand is doing. Now, when we zoom in next week, this will clear up a lot of the fog. We've gotten a lot of the foundational pieces taken care of. We understand your business model. We understand your customer's journey, timeline. We understand what you are truly building, how you want to help your customers, and different indicators or benchmarks that will allow you to know when to pull the trigger on the next level of your value ladder. Sometimes it may come quickly, sometimes it may not, and that's okay, because we want to make sure that you have a well-oiled machine and you have lots of profit in place and you have a healthy business before doing all the things, okay? So perhaps for your benchmark, it is, I want to hit 100K or I want to hit 500K before I do X, Y, Z. Or before, in order for me to make sure that I pull the trigger on this membership, I want to have at least 100 people on the wait list before I pull the trigger and make sure that this is going to be to get in. And you know, perhaps your membership doesn't even have to include physical products. It could be DIYs, it could be printable, it could be courses, it could be whatever you want it to be. So just begin to brainstorm, think on that, let your imagination flow. And always keep in mind the voice of your customers. What are their pain points? What are the things that they are wanting to fill the void? Because we all know, as the owner, as the product owner, that our product fills a certain need or certain void in their lives. But we also know what they truly need, okay? And what they truly need, you can provide on the back end through your mid-range products or even through a different avenue on your value ladder. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope you've truly enjoyed this class, and I would love to get to answering more questions inside of our Facebook group. So if you have more questions, hop in there, ask your questions away. I'll be sure to circle back and make sure that we get this accomplished for you to where you have a solid idea, solid vision on what you are creating ultimately for your brand. Now, of course, that does not mean slack on what you need to do today to create the sales. So maybe you need to reach out to a wholesaler. Maybe you need to return an email to someone. Maybe you need to look at, hey, I'm seeing my abandoned cart rate go up, what's going on, and kind of do some troubleshooting there. I want you to always keep your foot on the pulse of making sure that you're getting more sales now as we are focusing on our future sales. Because remember, there's now money and there's long-term money. And there's also mid money in between. But right now we're focused on those two ends and we'll bring it in, okay? So thank you again for joining me. I look forward to our next chat. Of course, we're gonna be meeting with Q&A in a couple of weeks. So yeah, with that, enjoy your day. Okay, so that was definitely the course, the class that I wanted to show you all how things function. I'm actually doing the Academy classes live. So this is the perfect opportunity to join in, hop in, get your questions answered, as well as go through the journey with others and with me guiding you along the way. Because the whole goal is to fulfill your mission, which is to get your product into your customers' hands and change their lives. Whether that is to fulfill a happy moment or it is to help them through a challenging season of health. Whatever it is, I'm here to help you get more sales. So with that, I wanted to invite you to go ahead and apply for the Academy. It's a 12-month Academy, and I believe that it takes consistency. And one of the reasons why many e-commerce owners, store owners, boutique owners are not getting the sales is because they don't know how to be consistent doing the right things. So it is 12 months on purpose to help you know that, hey, you have the support system you need and the information to guide you along the way. It's also good to make sure that you are able to ask questions, get almost real-time feedback, and have a community to talk to and get answers to your questions as well. So that will be bit.ly/workwithandrea. Andrea is all caps, and the Academy is $12.97 for the year. So I want to let you make sure that you have the opportunity to join us. Again, that is bit.ly/workwithandrea, and we're going to be guiding you through this process, through this journey to help you get more sales. And we also want to make sure that it's a good fit. So you and I will talk beforehand, dive deeper to make sure that it's a good fit for you. Because the last thing I want is for you to be in something that's not going to work for your business model or not going to work for your products. So I definitely make sure that one, we have the right synergy, and two, you are able to get the results that you have intended and that I want for you as well. Okay, so with that, again, bit.ly/workwithandrea. Andrea is all caps. And so I hope you enjoyed today's class. I'm diving in again with my students and would love to have you hopping on board and get more feedback to whatever you're going through with your business to help you, of course, get more sales. So thanks again and enjoy the rest of your day.